Hey, what's up everyone? This is Adam here with Probably Got This, and today I'm going to show you many ways that you can make that cheese in the Elder Scrolls Online. And by cheese, I mean gold, if you didn't get that joke. But in ESO, a big question that a lot of beginners ask when leveling up and getting to the end game is, where art thou gold? And to be honest, it happens a lot with players, or when players get to a point in which they want to buy motifs or houses or any other fashionable thing in the game, and they're like, holy crap, why is a transmog 200k? Well, little Timmy, that is because stonks. But no, really, being fashionable in this game and sometimes getting weapons that are god rolled takes some cash. So I'm going to show you all the ways you can make money in ESO. Before we get into the video, I want to remind you that if you want to watch me play live, I stream on twitch.tv/probablygotthis on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, usually starting by 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That link is in the description. If you want to also join my Discord, the Brafia, or my guild, the Necrodaddies, which is full of new players and some veteran players, the links to that, again, are in the description. And lastly, if you want to participate in my giveaway on April 9th, where I'll be giving out 2 copies of Greymoor. Check out the video in the description to find out how to participate. So first off, I want to mention that these methods I'm going to show span from being in the base game to DLC or expansion zones in the game. I will note to you which ones are the base game and which ones aren't. I will break down the base game methods first and then the expansion DLC zone methods after. I also want to mention, I believe that at least on PC, if you purchase just the base game of ESO now, you will get Morrowind with it. So I'm going to assume Morrowind is in the base game for the sake of this video. Also, there will be timestamps that you can check out in the description as well. So first off, let's talk about ESO Plus. This will increase your gold accusation by 10%. Again, I have an ESO Plus video if you want to check it out. It will be down in the description, but here's the thing. I think ESO Plus is worth it and will always be worth it, and I will always say this. I think if you make 10k gold a day, that is 70k a week, and 280k a month. That's not really that much, since you can make more than that with some luck, grinding, and daily crafting. But 10% more is 308k total. It's not a lot when you look at it like that, but in the long run, it will actually make you more substantially a lot more gold. Also, it will give you access to all the DLC as long as you're subbed, which matters for the big money making method I go over later in the video here. So I'll leave that up to you, but that is something you should know. Now let's talk about the methods that are base game obtainable, that are solid ways to make cash. Again, I'll be including Morrowind in here because it is technically the base game. The first method I want to talk about is just general questing. Now you might be like, Adam, come on, that's not a money making method. And although it's not the preferred method at all, not everyone is grinding their butts off to make as much gold as possible. This, along with the next method I'm going to go over, is one of the most chill methods of making money. Quests give you gold basically that scales to your level. You can earn like 25 to 1,000 gold by just turning in a quest, maybe more. But you think, I'm kidding, but those add up. If you're on your first character and are questing, be mindful of this. Again, I will mention that this is not the best way to make money, but it is a passive way to accrue gold that will build up over time. Along with this is selling your ornate items to merchants. When you quest or do dungeons, this is something that, again, will sell for 80 to 200 gold roughly on an item, sometimes with an ornate symbol. I do want to note that if you kill enemies as well, this will stack pretty nicely over the life of your playthroughs. Again, it's not the best way at all, but these two methods are the most basic and have one of the lowest entry barriers, because some of the methods I'm going to mention are going to have an entry barrier to them, like skills or level requirements or things of that nature. The next method I want to talk about is daily writs at level 50. These are big. This is a way that you can make loads of money by doing virtually nothing. This has an entry barrier to it, however, you need to get your crafting skills up to level 50 before this is most profitable. If you want to learn about crafting, I have a beginner crafting guide in the description as well, but basically get your professions to 50. For clothing, blacksmithing, and woodworking, you can buy intricate items off guild traders for the quickest experience, and for the other professions like provisioning and alchemy, you can level those in less than 30 minutes by following some tips in my alchemy leveling guide and in my provisioning leveling guide. For enchanting, the best way I found is to deconstruct someone else's glyphs or making blue glyphs to 50. Jewelry crafting will require you to get the Somerset expansion, so I'll calculate the gold made in this method with and without that. So what you need to do is get those to 50 and then pick up your dailies at the board every day. I like doing them in Alinor, and in previous videos, someone had mentioned in the comments said that Vardenfell has a good location as well. Also, if you're doing your writs and you're on PC, you can have Dagobond's Lazy Writ Crafter. It will speed these up, but they will take less than 2 minutes on your character with this. Then deposit them in the boxes here and receive your items. So now you see that I get 664 gold per writ. every single one that I do. So if I do 6 writs, and that's leaving out the jewelry writ, that means I'm going to get 3,984 gold per character, okay? If I multiply that by 9 characters, that's 35,800 gold roughly a day. And then if I do 9 characters every single day of the week, that's 250.9k a week. And then if I do that for 31 days, it'll be around 1 mil gold a month on 9 characters. If you do the 7 skill lines, so if you have jewelry crafting, you're going to get 4,648 gold on each character. Then you're going to get 41.8k gold a day on all 9 characters. Then in the week, you're going to get 292.8k gold. And then at the end of the month, you're going to get 1.17 mil gold. Then turn your eyes upon the inventory. Sometimes you will get gold resins. These can sell for loads of money. They can range from anywhere from like 3k to like 8k in price. And you can almost always guarantee you'll get at least 1 a day on 1 character, sometimes more. Even the purple ones can sell as well. You also get ornate items to sell. You also get treasure maps that for some overland areas can drop some pretty pricey items if they have the right rolls. You'll get recipes and you can get master writs, which sell for gold as well. I think the rate right now is 3 to 1. If you get one that is 90 vouchers, it should sell for 30k, I believe. But all of this takes your character 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes max if you're on console. Now you can do this again, like I said, on all your characters. Remember, when I said you'll probably get 1 gold resin on 1 character, imagine getting 9 resins in 1 day, and imagine getting multiple master writs each day that you can sell. So in the base game, you can have 9 characters. You can also buy additional slots after that, I believe for 1,500 crowns, and I think you can have somewhere up to 18 characters. Now, is it reasonable to have that many characters? Maybe not. But you can definitely have a few and eventually 9 in my opinion. So like I said, the math that I showed you before, if you just did it on 1 character, you could get 130k gold a month just from 1 character. If you did it on a couple of those characters, that 2 characters go to 260k a month. 3 characters is 390k. Like you can see that basically the more characters you add to this, the more gold that you can make just so easily every single day. So, and I know that it's not realistic to do this every single day on every character sometimes. I know you don't have the time to, but just keep that in mind that these are ways that you can make so much gold by barely doing anything once you get the skills to 50. Like I said, this in my opinion is one of the easiest and low entry barrier methods to making money in this game. Next on the topic of crafting, let's talk briefly about crafting services. If you really like crafting and want to pursue it to become a master 9 trait crafter, your services will be needed by many people. In this game, crafting is viable for in-game things, unlike some MMOs, but this is something you can make money on. Some people will just give you the mats to make them sets for you, and some will give you a tip as well with that. You can also charge a fee per item or per order if you want. For me, I just make it if they have the mats, and then if they want a tip, that's fine for me. But I go over more of that in my master crafting video as well. But again, another way to make money from crafting is doing orders for people. And piggybacking off of that, the next method can utilize crafting as well is that the item flipping on guild traders is something that crafters can do. This is something that's common, I believe, but it's risky and takes patience. This isn't something I do a ton of just because I don't really want to do it and I have other things I want to do in the game. But some people love doing this so much. But basically what you can do is join a trading guild. I'd recommend East Empire Trading Company or just a trading guild in Mournhold or Alinor. Then look on other guild stores via Tamriel Trade Center client online. It's on the website. You can search any item in the game and see where it's at. There are high dollar items like Mother's Sorrow Inferno Staves, Briarheart Daggers. You can buy them at a low rarity, even without the desired trait for the meta, and you can either transmute them with transmutation crystals or you can buy them as is and improve the quality. This will make you some profit, maybe 20, 25k gold, and you can rinse and repeat. Is this the most efficient way? Not really because of the risk, but it's something you can do if you want to just chill in the game, if you want to go do something else while it's selling. You can also try to snipe lowball items that people post and sell for higher. I would say improving and price sniping is the way to go if you want to item flip. It's like merching in RuneScape if you've ever played. It's kind of a waiting game in a sense. Next is Overland Farming. Some sets are in the Overland and they are meta sets for builds. Some, to name a few, are Mother's Sorrow, Briarheart, Necropotence, and Spriggans. Many people will be looking for purple or yellow of these items in some way. Not every item will be worth it though. Usually just the jewelry and the weapons are the ones that people are hunting for and are pretty expensive. If you get a God rolled Mother's Sorrow Inferno Staff, I saw one yesterday for 100k purple in the guild trader and about 150k for a yellow one. The weapons are farmed by doing world bosses or public dungeons. A lot of people need Briarheart daggers as well. There's a quest in Hrothgar, which is DLC, I will note, that will get you a named Briarheart dagger that you can do and you can sell once re-rolled for like 75 to 100k at least, last I checked. You can do this on all 9 characters. It's like 600 to 700k gold by just doing that quest. All the other sets are in the base game. Necropotence is in Rivenspire, and Spriggans is in Bankurai. Mother Sorrows and Deshaun, like I said. Farming these can be fun and easy ways to make some gold. Now let's talk about farming BloodMayne Cave in PvP in the Aldemary Dominion. This delve is easy to get to if you're an AD, so if you aren't, then this is something that may not be a method for you. You can always get the Any Alliance, Any Race token, but for the AD people, this is a cave that I mentioned in my leveling guide for solid leveling. If you have another person with you, you can run loops in this cave and pick up spider eggs, beetle scuttle, gold, ornate items, and other junk to sell. I did this for about an hour for multiple times, and I got equivalent with all of those items an average of 25k to 35k worth of items. Spider eggs and beetle scuttle are where you're going to make most of that because they are used for leveling alchemy and all. This again varies based off how efficient you are and some RNG. The last thing I want to talk about with the base methods are stealing routes. These are everywhere, to be honest, but one I want to mention is in Saran, which is in Vardenfell. This town, if you sneak around in multiple buildings, can net you some solid gold per hour by stealing from people in the houses and then assassinating them. You can get motifs, furniture items, and other treasures to sell. You want to pickpocket the people in the houses and building first, then assassinate. I'll be doing a separate video on how to run this method well and things that make it more efficient. But I wanted to give you guys all a general idea of town stealing. That's basically what I like to call it. People are finding better areas every month, I feel like, but I think that Vardenfell is one of the best. You can basically go to any town with an icon like the village icon. These will be your best bet for stealing due to not having as many guards as big cities do. If you have any awesome gold stealing routes you want to share, drop them in the comments. Obviously, wearing stamina recovery armor is best when stealing because you're going to be sneaking around a lot. And Nightblade has an advantage due to the ways to go invisible. But again, these are things I want to cover in a more detailed stealing guide. Now let's get into the methods that are DLC or expansion required. The first one is daily quests. They give you motifs. You can do these in Somerset, Hrothgar, Craglorn, Vardenfell, Elsewhere, Murkmire, Gold Coast, Hughesbane, and Clockwork City. There are usually 3 dailies, and they have a chance to drop the motifs of the zone. These motifs can range from 2k to 50 plus k a piece. You can share these quests with other people. Sometimes it seems like the share doesn't work in some zones. I'm not sure why that is, but sometimes you can do multiple dailies a day on one character, but you can do them on all of your alternate characters as well, increasing your chances at motifs. This is a solid way of making money, and usually you can get at least 1 or 2 a day on one character if you do all the zones, and that's putting it lightly. When you get these motifs, put them in a trading guild that you're a part of at their guild trader. This leads to one of the best ways to make money in the game at high levels, and that is motif farming in DLC dungeons. This, you can get access to all of them if you have ESO Plus or purchase the individual DLCs or expansions. The chest pieces in these dungeons are usually somewhere upwards of 180 to 200k a piece. Then the other weapons and armor pieces are pretty hefty as well. Trial motifs as well can sell for 200k plus, some at 500k I've seen as well. Now, to obtain these in the DLC dungeons, normal mode has a very small chance to drop them. Vet mode has a better chance to drop them. And vet hard mode is a guaranteed motif drop. So if you are the CP level and can efficiently do these, then this is the best way to make money, in my opinion. It has high upside, and you can get a group together to do this method. Again, my guild and Discord have been starting up to run DLC dungeons and trials. If you're interested, you're more than welcome to join. Again, make sure to sell these at your guild trader. Next method is public dungeon farming in expansion zones, but mainly the zone that is newest to the game. Farming the public dungeons in northern Elsewhere can drop mummified Alfiq parts. Doing this with one other person or many others is ideal because you can kill mobs quicker. But normally I can get at least 1 to 2 in an hour, and they sell for around 9k, so that's 9 to 18k an hour with whatever else gold you get and items to sell. These were 17k a pop when it came out and pretty long after Elsewhere came out. So that's why doing these are so great when the new expansion comes out. Also, doing the daily Elsewhere motif quests will net you some of the highest gold as well because it's a new zone. Next is dragons. This was an amazing method again when Elsewhere was fairly new. So many people were doing dragons, and so purple plans were dropping for housing and selling for like 150 to 200k a plan. These aren't as efficient anymore, but the main reason why I want to mention them now is because I want to reiterate one of the biggest tips I can give you if you're new or a veteran player is when a new expansion drops like Greymoor coming up, farm the daily quests, the public dungeon rune box like items like Mummified feet parts, and furniture plants. I don't know how they're going to implement these yet with Greymoor, but they were always so pricey and expensive and best to sell and best to capitalize when they are higher and when the expansion is newer. They are still pretty high, but people want them immediately for use when it comes out. So make sure to do that when new zones come out. So that is going to wrap up the video today, everyone. I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, make sure to destroy that like button, subscription button, and ring that bell to be notified when I upload new videos. I hope that this information will be helpful and help you make more gold in ESO. If you ever have any questions, drop by my Twitch chat on twitch.tv/probablygotthis and the Discord. Links will be down in the description below. I'll always try to help you out with anything you have questions on, but let me know if I missed anything. Let me know how I did, and remember to have faith and make some great money in ESO. Bye, everyone.